I was always doing something different, whether it was building furniture, clothing design, designing and making jewelry, reading. So being able to go to a place like Washington University where I could expand my areas of interest was just a life-changing experience for me. I also remember sitting out in the quadrangle and reading the Iliad and having a nice older gentleman sit down to talk with me. And I had no idea who he was. We met probably 3 or 4 times during the course of that semester to talk about Greek tragedy. I found out by about the end of that time that that was Howard Nemerov, who was the poet laureate for the United States at that point.
Kim Templeton earned her bachelor's degree in biology in 1984 and was a student athlete. She attended medical school at the University of Missouri, Columbia, and combined her love of science and athletics to pursue a career in orthopedic surgery.
Dr. Templeton is an amazing individual. She is a leader both on campus and our community around the country. She is one of a handful of professors of orthopedic surgery that are women across the country. I think her broad education at WashU has done her exceedingly well.
When I was in medical school, about 30% of the medical students were female. Now the incoming class from last year is 51%, so we're gaining ground.
For Kim, it's been the duality of the profession as an orthopedic surgery and the hope that we will be an equitable society for women in medicine has really been those 2 features that, quite frankly, she has not lost sight of. I think it's really Dr. Templeton's grit. It's her grit that makes her successful, and it makes us very proud to have her here.
For many women considering a career in medicine, taking a few years away from the profession to care for children creates a barrier to re-entering and regaining their licensure. Dr. Templeton's work in Kansas has created new policies to eliminate many of those barriers.
Dr. Templeton plays a leading role on the Board of Healing Arts for the state of Kansas. And as such, she protects both patient rights and physician rights in every decision that is made.
Dr. Templeton has been a pioneer in recognizing and understanding the impact that sex and gender can have on health.
I hope that my career will have an impact in a couple of ways, whether it's sex and gender medicine, recognition of the issue of women and opioids. My hope is that we can move the needle and raise awareness of these issues among the public, but also among healthcare professionals. What I hope people will learn from my life experiences is that you can overcome a lot of challenges and still be successful. To go into medicine as the child of parents who did not go to college, to go into medicine at a time where people were still unsure why women were going into medicine, to go then into orthopedics when there were very few women in orthopedics, to, while as an orthopedic surgeon, push the sex and gender difference message. So just because there hasn't been a woman in that position before doesn't mean that you can't do it.
I think the thing that will define Kim's career as an academic orthopedic surgeon is that she is making the pathway easier for those who follow her.
To see how far we've come in the intervening decades and the impact that women have had to really change society, especially with the work that I'm doing now with Time's Up Healthcare to raise awareness of the issues of sexual harassment and gender discrimination.
Dr. Templeton has worked with Washington University's Department of Women, Gender, and Sexuality Studies to create a lecture in sex and gender in medicine.
I would say to young alumni that they need to give back to help support the education of those coming behind them, because it is the future generation. If nothing else, those are the physicians that will take care of them when they're older, so you want them well trained.
I think Dr. Templeton is deserving of this award based upon the broad scope of her impact in the university, in the hospital, and in the state.
This award means so much to me. It's really gratifying to be acknowledged by the institution where I started all of the work that I'm doing now. And to have them recognize what I've done as a result of that education is gratifying.